Welcome to my channel, Most Worth Coins WC, where history lives in your hands. If you're passionate about rare coins, vintage currency, and the fascinating stories behind them, you're in the right place. Don't forget to watch the full video, share it with your fellow collectors, like and subscribe to stay updated with more valuable content every week. So without further ado, let's get started. In 1953, the Royal Mint at Tower Hill, London, issued the inaugural Elizabeth II, 1 shilling, marking the dawn of the new monarch's coinage following her accession in 1952. Crafted from a cupro-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, this coin retained the familiar 5.65 grams weight, 23.5 millimeters diameter, and reeded edge of its silver predecessors, continuing a tradition established in the early 19th century, while embracing post-World War II economic pragmatism. The obverse showcases Mary Gillick's celebrated first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a youthful laureate, bust facing right, hair bound with a ribbon and adorned with a wreath. Surrounding it is the Latin inscription plus Elizabeth Tude Gratia Brit Om Regina, translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of all the Britons, with Gillick's initials discreetly etched at the trinket. Notably, the full Brit OM legend appears only in this year later. Metal legends were simplified as the Commonwealth evolved. The reverse, designed by William Maving Gardner, features the English shield variety of 1953, a crowned, flat-topped shield bearing England's 3 lions, flanked by 19 and 53. Above lies the motto FIDDEF, Defender of the Faith, while below reads 1 shilling. Gardner's WG signature nestles discreetly at the base. A Scottish shield variant depicting a lion rampant within a royal treasure was also minted in 1953, with a lower output approximately equals 20.7 million compared to the English version, approximately equals 41.9 million. Adding a layer of collector intrigue. Production figures totaled about 41.94 million English reverse coins and 20.66 million Scottish reverse coins, alongside around 40,000 proof strikes, making them ubiquitous in post-war British commerce. These coins remained legal tender until the 31st of December, 1990, seamlessly transitioning to the decimal 5 pence in 1971 without disrupting public trust. Collectors today regard the 1953 shilling as a foundational piece rich in historical meaning, artistry, and variety. Circulated English shield specimens are commonplace and modestly valued at roughly 5 pence 75 pence. Very good to extremely fine, and £1 2 pounds in uncirculated states. Scottish shield examples tend to command slightly more, typically around 5 pence 1 pound circulated and £2 3 pounds uncirculated. Graded values range from fine 10 pence to extremely fine 75 pence, with uncirculated coins valued around 2 pounds and proofs estimated near 14 pounds. From a numismatic standpoint, several features heighten its interest. The transitional legend, including Brit, OMN, Gillick's classic portrait, the dual reverse design, and the rarity of proof strikes. Surface details such as natural toning, brilliant luster, sharp strikes, and presence or absence of small minting flaws like die cracks or variety markers significantly influence collector valuation. As a piece of British socioeconomic history, the 1953 shilling reflects a monarch's ascension and the optimism of the early post-war era coin used in everyday transactions, pockets, piggy banks, bus fares, market stalls. Its endurance and circulation for nearly 4 decades tied generations together before decimalization transformed everyday coinage. In 1956, firmly within the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the Royal Mint at Tower Hill issued the pre-decimal 1 shilling coin apiece, weighing approximately 5.65 g, 87.3 grains or 0.18 ounces, with a 23.5 millimeters diameter and a reed edge to prevent clipping, maintaining dimensions unchanged since the silver shilling era of the early 19th century. Crafted from a cupro-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, the coin reflects the metallurgical shift initiated by the Coinage Act of 1946, replacing the earlier 50% silver content while preserving its traditional weight and fineness. Upon the obverse, viewers are greeted by Mary Gillick's celebrated first portrait of a youthful laureate, Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. The sculpted bust is surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth Tude Gratia Regina, by the grace of God, Queen, with Gillick's initials subtly placed at the base. On the reverse, William Gardner's design presents 2 distinct options. The English shield KM Similanratus, featuring England's 3 lions beneath a crown with the date evenly split, and the Scottish shield KM Similanratus Lima bearing Scotland's rampant lion within the royal treasure, both produced in 1956. The English reverse was far more common, celebrating England's national arms, while the Scottish reverse, used alongside it, gave collectors the opportunity to assemble variant sets. The mintages reflect this varied issuance, while precise figures for the English version in 1956 are somewhat elusive. Numismatic catalogues estimate that around 45 million English shield coins were struck. The Scottish version saw slightly lower production but still circulated widely, a testament to the Royal Mint's policy to honor the UK's constituent nations through concurrent production. Both designs share the same size, weight, and composition, ensuring seamless usage in day-to-day transactions until the decimalization reforms beginning in the late 1960s. During daily life on buses, at markets, in school tuck shops, the 1956 shilling was simply 1 bob, equating to 12 old pence or 1/20th of a pound, and functioned as such until its withdrawal in 1990, in its post-decimal reincarnation. The new 5-pence piece mirrored its size and weight, a strategic design choice by the Mint to ease currency conversion. Collectors prized the 1956 shilling for several reasons: the artistic finesse of Gillick's youthful portrait, Gardner's heraldic shield, designs, and the historical significance of pre-decimal coinage. Circulated specimens today are common and modestly priced, typically ranging from about £1.50 to £6, approximately $2 to 8, depending on the variant and wear. Uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated examples, especially those bearing natural, attractive toning or crisp strike quality, command higher values, often between £5 and £15, with immaculate pieces reaching £20, £40 plus. Scottish shield specimens tend to fetch a slight premium due to their comparative rarity and collector demand. Metallurgically, the coin's metal alignment, so both sides are upright relative to each other, affirms tradition, and the reed edge not only serves an anti-fraud purpose but also enhances tactile recognition. The designer monograms Gillick's MG and Gardner's WG are small yet telling signatures that assist collectors in authenticating strike origin and date. From a bigger picture historical vantage, the 1956 shilling sits at a crossroads in the post-war recovery era, during a time when the British Commonwealth was evolving, reflected subtly in shorter legends avoiding Brit OMN, and as the looming end of pre-decimal currency neared, holding one now evokes both everyday mid-century Britain and the intricate story of its evolving monetary system. For collectors, key considerations include variant identification, English versus Scottish reverse, condition grading, examining legends, wreath details, shield definition, and strike clarity, surface quality, luster retention, absence of scratches, pleasing toning, error spotting, misalignments, die cracks, or planchette flaws. Provenance, those in original mint bags or labeled collections hold extra appeal. In some, the 1956 Elizabeth II 1 shilling is far more than a mere relic of bygone coinage. It's an artifact that bridges artistry, Gillick's and Gardner's designs, metallurgy posts, silver alloy shift, national identity, dual reverse shields, and societal economics pre-decimal circulation. Whether you're a casual holder, investor, or a dedicated collector, this coin offers a rich narrative in your palm, a story that encompasses monarchy, craftsmanship, and currency evolution. The year 1957 marked a defining moment in the life of the British shilling. Minted during the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the coin served as a tangible link between Britain's pre- and post-war eras, embodying a blend of tradition and modernity. This copper-nickel 12-pence piece weighed approximately 5.60 to 5.65 g, 2/11 troy oz or 87.3 grains, and measured 23.50 to 23.60 millimeters in diameter, with a finely reeded edge to deter clipping and counterfeiting. Obverse, the coin bears the first official portrait of a youthful Queen Elizabeth II, laureate and facing Rita, design crafted by Mary Gillick. The Queen's hair is adorned with a laurel wreath tied at the back, lending a classical resonance to a modern monarch. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin Elizabeth Today Gratia Regina, by the grace of God, Queen. The reverse showcases a crowned flat-topped shield featuring the 3 lions of England. The date is split into 19 and 57 on either side of the shield, with the words Fid, Def, Defender of the Faith, above and 1 shilling below. Designed by William Gardner, his initials WG appear discreetly at the lower edges of the shield. This issue belongs to the English reverse variety. However, a Scottish variant was also minted in 1957, replacing the English shield with one displaying the rampant lion of Scotland, a point of interest for collectors pursuing completeness. From a legislative and metallurgical perspective, the coin is a product of post-World War II economic reform. The 1946 Coinage Act removed all silver from the shilling's composition. Instead of the pre-war .500 silver, the 1957 version is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, forming a durable copper-nickel alloy that would also help stabilize production costs without altering the public's daily experience. In terms of production, the Royal Mint struck approximately 42.8 million of these coins for the English version in 1977, a heavy circulation that kept them firmly embedded in daily transactions throughout the late 1950s and into the 1960s. The Mint, operating from Tower Hill in London, ensured the coin's consistent quality as Britain edged toward decimalization. Over time, many shillings wore smooth in pockets, yet today's survivors are plentiful. Circulated pieces typically command a modest value around $2 to $6, though those in very fine condition with sharp detail may fetch slightly more. Uncirculated examples with crisp edges and clear design may sell for $10 to $40 plus. While proof examples, especially the rare Scottish reverse PR65 cameo, silver-plated strikes, enter the collector market at premium prices and are highly sought after. Beyond its physical attributes, the 1957 shilling symbolizes a pivotal era, the dawn of Elizabeth II's reign, an enduring monarchy in the last chapters of the pre-decimal currency system. It balanced classical, design laureate bust, national shields, with practical coinage reform reflecting post-war fiscal responsibility for the collector. It offers multiple layers of interest, from design analysis and metallurgical change, to mint numbers, variants English versus Scottish, and condition grading. Even spotting a mistrike die clash or other anomaly could elevate its rarity and value. In 1957, amidst the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the United Kingdom issued a 1 shilling coin that would come to represent a fascinating intersection of heritage and transformation. Struck at the Royal Mint in Tower Hill, London, its heritage site tracing back centuries, the coin bore the hallmarks of tradition in form and symbolism, yet it embodied modern shifts unseen in earlier silver issues. Weighing approximately 5.65 grams, 87.3 grains, or about 0.18 ounces, and measuring 23.5 millimeters in diameter with a finely redded edge, the coin maintained the classic size and heft established in the early 19th century, even as its composition shifted from silver to a cupro-nickel alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel under the Coinage Act of 1946, a change meant to preserve durability and economic efficiency without altering public familiarity. On the obverse, one finds the famed first portrait of the Queen, a laureate, youthful visage rendered by Mary Gillick. In classical Greek inspiration, the Queen's hair is tied with a ribbon while a laurel wreath crowns her head, an artistic nod to sovereignty and victory. It's encircled by the stately Latin legend Elizabeth Tudae Gratia Regina, by the grace of God, Queen, with Gillick's initials discreetly incised at the base of the bust. The reverse was designed by William Maving Gardner. In the English version, a design that dominates many collections there is a crowned, flat-topped heraldic shield bearing the 3 lions of England, elegantly bisecting the date 19 on one side, 57 on the other, while the legends, 5th DEF, Defender of the Faith, above and 1 shilling below, frame the shield. The designer's monogram WG can be discerned near the lower edges. An investor's delight in authenticating the piece. Yet interestingly, the Royal Mint struck 2 distinct designs throughout Elizabeth II's early shilling issues, the English shield KM904 and the Scottish shield KM905. The latter celebrating Scotland's own arms, featuring a crowned rampant lion within the royal treasure, also produced in 1957, though in a more modest mintage of approximately 18 million compared to 42 million English shields. The coexistence of these variants elevated collecting interest. Enthusiasts sought to own both versions, tracking tiny design nuances and mint batch variations. Behind the scenes, the coin's metallurgy signals post-war continuity and change. Until 1946, shillings bore 50% silver. From that point forward, practicality dictated a shift to durable and affordable cupro-nickelite. The mint deliberately preserved the traditional weight and diameter. This choice aligned with the Anglo-Scottish monetary system in use from 1816, which pegged the shilling's weight at roughly 5.65 g to correspond with 12 pence, 20 shillings to the pound, ensuring smooth integration into everyday transactions and eventual transition to decimalization in 1971. Production-wise, the Royal Mint issued approximately 42.8 million English shields and approximately 18 million Scottish shields in 1957. Coins circulated widely until replaced by the new decimal 5 pence piece, initially the same size and weight as the shilling when decimalization fully took effect in 1971, though the older shilling remained legal tender until the end of 1990. By then it was largely withdrawn from circulation. From a collector's perspective, the 1957 shilling has enduring appeal. Common circulated examples often retailing between 15 pence 20 pence tilde, us 25 cents 30 cents for Scottish reverses. Slightly less for English serve as accessible staples for beginner collections, yet coins in uncirculated grades can command £5, £15, and sometimes more, depending on sharpness, strike quality, and toning patterns. Rare proof specimens or mint-state coins with cameo-like contrast and impeccable surfaces. Fetch premiums particularly rare in the Scottish variants, so much so that advanced collectors may pay £20, £40 plus, or equivalent USD. Among the coin's notable attributes, several stand out: edge, precisely reeded to deter shaving and enhance tactile identity; orientation, metal alignment, meaning both sides upright when rotated together, standard for British coinage but distinct from coin alignment; continuity, maintain traditional dimensions dating from the early UK silver shilling era; designer continuity, the Gillick bust and Gardner shield graced dozens of millions of coins over nearly 2 decades, 1953 to 1967. On a historical note, the coin reflects Britain's transitional 1950s, a monarchy reaffirmed under a young sovereign, an empire transforming into a commonwealth, and economic pragmatism after wartime austerity that reshaped public coinage. It also offers a tactile link to daily life used in market stalls, buses, candies, school tuck shops, and later replaced by the decimal system. Yet it quietly lingered in piggy banks and collections for decades. Identify the variant, English versus Scottish shield, stock grade condition. Look for sharp legends. Defined wreath in the obverse, crisp shield details. An absence of heavy wear or rim nicks. Check for toning and luster. Attractive, natural. Toning enhances value. Mirrored unmarred surfaces with slight satin luster may indicate uncirculated status. Search for errors. Although rare, die cracks, misalignments, or planchette imperfections could yield significant premiums. Provenance, coins from official mint sets, brilliant uncirculated, are often chambered in labeled holders, adding collectible cachet. In terms of legacy, the 1957 shilling is more than a piece of currency. It's a small metallic vessel narrating stories of a monarch's early reign, post-war social change, numismatic transitions, and the patient continuity of a people's coinage. When held, one feels the interplay of Art Gillick's classical bust, heraldry Gardner shields, and societal economic sol distilled in a pocket-sized artifact.